This is Andy here from HarryPotterFanzone.com. How long have you been down here?
I've been out here since 6 a.m. this morning.
There's a good atmosphere around?
Really good atmosphere. Everybody's really enthusiastic. It's great.
Do you want to talk about a bit about the sixth book? Your thoughts?
Sixth book? Oh, I love the sixth book. I thought it was amazing. I thought it moved really quickly, had a good plot, and it was just the perfect length. I thought it was a great book.
And we're here with Romina.
Romina, I'm from Argentina, and I'm really a fan of our boy, and these are my friends, and I know it.
Do you want to tell us a bit about why you love Harry Potter?
Well, actually, I love the books, and I think the actors just picture the book the same way I just picture. So I think they do.
And do you think this movie will be the best of all the movies so far?
I don't know. I think every time it gets better and better, and they made a great job just trying to adapt the book to the movie as close as it can get. So I think they made a great job, and I think it's gonna be awesome.
Thank you for talking to us.
You're welcome. You rock.
What's it like to work with the same people over and over again each movie?
It's good. It's like a family, so we all get on. We're happy to see each other and have a good time.
And do you still have the that ring, the Slytherin ring?
Yeah, I got one at home. Yeah.
At home. Okay. How do you like working with Draco and?
Yeah, we have a good time. Yeah, like my little boss says, all right.
Okay. Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andy from Harry Potter Fanzone. I was just wondering, under the surface, do you think Crabbe's really a big bad guy?
Nah, I think he's a little softy. You really are.
Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you.
How exciting is it to be here in the middle of New York City for your world premiere?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Loving it. Yeah.
Is this the best Harry Potter movie you've made so far?
Definitely.
Isn't it? It's 734 pages, the book, right?
Yeah, it's a big book.
And are you looking forward to the last 3 years of Hogwarts?
Yeah, it should be fun. Yeah.
What's different about this movie than the other movies?
This one, there's a lot more stuff happening. The Tribals, the tournament, little love triangles going. Yeah, it's a good film.
And you have a lot of actors.
Yeah, a lot of new people in it. It's brilliant to work for all of them. It's good. Yeah, Durmstrang, the Bo Battens, all that. It's fun.
And do you know what role you have?
Yeah, we got on fine.
Yes, very much so. It's our 4th day here. This is madness. It's just madness.
What have you done while you're here?
Lots of shopping. Yesterday was just shopping. Me and Oliver Phelps, we just spent the whole day shopping. We've been all over the place. We went up the Empire State Building and we went to Central Park this morning. Just went for a stroll, had a look about. And just trying to get all your beautiful sights in and stuff.
Is it your first time?
Yes, very first time in New York, so it's great to kind of come here and be a part of this at the same time. It's a bit crazy, but it's a very enjoyable experience. It's very enjoyable.
Well, thanks.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hi. I was just wondering, what makes this film different from any other projects you've previously worked on? What do you think make it unique?
I mean, the scale is probably the most obvious thing. I mean, it's God knows how many millions of pounds and dollars that's spent on it. And I've done quite a bit of work in the UK, but nothing obviously on the scale of anything by Warner Brothers. So it's very big.
Right, thank you.
Very big. Thank you very much.
Who are you all?
I'm Jenna with DarMarket.com.
Zach McClary, HarryPotterFanzone.com.
I'm from HPA.
I wanted to ask you if you knew something now that you didn't know then when you first started filming this production, what would you have done differently, you think?
I can't give you a snap answer on that. That's pretty difficult. What would I have done? Making this thing is so colossally complicated. It takes twice as long as it does to make a normal movie, and so very quickly you lose the sense of what's in the future. You become myopic. You only see the task immediately in front of you. And I'm afraid I can't answer your question. I don't know.
I want to ask you about the soundtrack. You You've worked with Patrick Doyle before?
Yes, twice.
And how's that been?
Well, he and I are very fond of one another. He did a film that I made in Ireland, and he did Donnie Brasco. I've always thought that his music was absolutely welded to the subject. It isn't something in its own right. It's actually part of the movie, part of the picture, and he's marvelous like that. He catches the spirit of the thing.
How much involvement do you have in crafting the idea of what you want the music to sound like?
Oh, lots. But I'm not a musician. I don't write it, so I tell him about mood and pace and action and things like that. And then he goes away and thinks about it, and then we meet again, and he plays me some stuff on a synthesizer, and I say yes or no or whatever, and we constantly evolve it. And this one, much more than any other that I've ever done with him, this evolved during recording, because we had a huge orchestra, and sometimes you were hearing things at the recording which you couldn't possibly have ever heard before, and you had to do something about it, you had to change. So it was a very dynamic process.
What was it like working with directing a movie with so many special effects scenes?
Well, I knew nothing. I was absolutely pig ignorant. And I had a designer who's a genius. He's a wonderful man called Stuart Craig, and he knows everything about it. I had a director of special effects who is the guy who actually handles the keyboard operators, and he actually gets the work done. And his name was Jimmy Mitchell, but he was a tremendous creative influence on the film as well. So I had very good people around me, and then what I had to do was to bring them the central idea and the storyboards, and then say, okay, how do we make this better? So in effect, what I was doing was sort of visually scripting stuff for them.
Would you like to work with the fantasy genre later? With the fantasy genre in the near future?
It's a huge thing today. It's the biggest, most popular genre that is around. I mean, look at the books. There are fantasy books everywhere.
Thank you. Hi.
Very lovely. Sorry. I think what I wanted to know, Chow is obviously Harry's first clash, but how important do you think is her role? Is she pivotal to his development as a character in the books?
Well, I think that basically, it's very strange because these guys are showing my name. But, yeah, I think she basically shows that Harry's developing into a teenager. He's at that hormonal stage where he can't help but, have feelings for this girl, but then he realized, he likes her only based on image. I mean, he doesn't really get to know her character. I mean, and when he does in the 5th book, he realizes that, she's not as beautiful as she is on the outside as she is on the inside. Because she becomes a bit annoying, obviously, and her boyfriend's died, and she's an emotional wreck. So, they were never meant to be, but I mean, he realizes that, he's into girls. Yeah.
How do you think people are making such a big deal about this Harry Cho thing and the class?
I think it's great. I mean, people are. I realize that a lot of girls would love to be in my position, and that makes me feel much luckier to be here. And I appreciate it much more. But I mean, I hope I can live up to people's expectations of Cho, and I did my best in the movie. So
I think you're great. So
thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andy from Harry Potter Fan Zone. I'm just wondering, in the 5th book, we know that Cho, she's a bit emotionally fragile after the events of this book. Would you enjoy reprising the role in the next movie?
Well, I haven't heard much about the next movie yet, but definitely it would be such a challenge for me because in the 4th book, she's described as a really genuine and friendly person, and she, suddenly changes into this annoying little girl. And I can understand that, and I think it would be such a challenge for me to do 2 different roles. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi. I
I'm Sharon with danradcliffe.co.uk. Cool. I just wanted to ask, I know this was your first role in a major motion picture, is that correct?
Yep.
I just wanted, great job by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I just wanted to know, have you thought about pursuing a further career?
I'm still considering it. I mean, I'm still young. I'm only 18, so I've got plenty of time to think about that. But I mean, because I've had such an incredible experience in Harry Potter, you know, I don't know if it's going to be like that in future films, but I mean, if it was, then I'd definitely pursue my career in acting. And I'd also like to go to university and possibly study interior designing.
Great.
So I'm, you know, I've got two paths to take and I have to decide which one yet.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Andy from Harry Potter Fan Zone. I was just wondering if you could tell me the process of that scene with the age line. You got the beards. Well, what was the process? Did you have any input in how that scene was done?
Kind of. There's about weeks on and off, like trying on different beards, different wigs, everything.
So like there was loads of different hairstyles, like what we wore. I wouldn't really think it's all the director's decision really in there and the producers. So we just did whatever they thought was best to get the best thing that they thought was good.
And how did you sequence? I read somewhere that you had a bit of a brawl in the Great Hall.
Sorry?
You had a bit of a brawl in the Great Hall after. Was that fun to do? And
Yeah. Well, of course, you're having a fight with your brother. Yeah, I can do that. So.
oh, thank you.
I'm Jenna with danradcliffe.com. How are you?
Hi.
Thank you.
Now, the twins in the show are quite entrepreneurs. Are you going to be doing anything like that when you're done with the series?
I don't know.
I don't know, I mean, gambling, a betting company maybe quite good. I don't know. I really honestly don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, really, to be honest.
You did great.
Thank you. Cheers, thanks.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic, very well, thank you.
Okay, guys. Go for it quickly. All right. A lot of your fans are already writing in for the Christmas season about presents and things. So, what would mean the most to you for them to do for you for Christmas this year and why?
What am I into now? I'm reading a lot more at the moment, so maybe some books or but don't send loads because we haven't got room. My house is bursting now. To melt the house, obviously, if you don't, I mean, that's the priority. I mean, is to give anything you can, basically. I mean, we'd much prefer you to give stuff to the melt the house than to me because they're the guys that need it, basically.
Thanks, Jenna. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Hi, how are you? Yeah, just wanted to say hello. Yeah, no, it's we're not. You got 2 Halloween parties.
I don't think I can. I think
We're not done.
Daniel, it worked for you now.
Yeah. Really quickly, I would just like to ask you if you've ever thought about where you might be or what you might be doing if you had not been cast as Harry Potter.
Well, if I'd not been cast, I'd probably just be at school and being very, very bored, I would imagine. Yeah.